Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So disclaimer before I start this video. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I recently posted a couple polls trying to decide what to film this week. However, my battery wasn't charged, and so the two winners were a vlog and a what I eat in the day, and I needed to charge this battery before I started filming, and so I couldn't really film either of those how I would have wanted to. So the third place was a pregnancy essentials video, so I'm going to start with that one and then I will film a vlog next. So just to put that out there, it's kind of not what won, but this was just the easiest thing for me to film so I could charge my camera and then film. So with that in mind, yeah, so I'm gonna film my pregnancy essentials. So this might not be an essential for everyone. Obviously some of these things like you might not feel are essential to you, especially not early on in pregnancy. So with that in mind, this is just what I've found to be really helpful and really essential to my pregnancy. So yeah, so I'll be 27 weeks pregnant this week, which is crazy. This pregnancy is, I feel like the further I get into it, the faster it goes. So these last couple weeks will probably fly by, and then I think the last month goes slow for everyone just because you're so ready to be over with the pregnancy part and have your baby. My cats are gonna fight on the bed. Okay. Oops, sorry. I need to kick them out really fast. Hey! Anyway, so I'm gonna do a bump date as part of my vlog, so I won't do that now, but I am almost 27 weeks pregnant, so I'm getting close to my third trimester. So obviously I can't really talk much about the third trimester, but up until this point, this is what has been really helpful for me. So I'm gonna try and go in categories instead of trimesters. However, I feel like the first trimester is kind of its own category because it is just its own beast. For the first trimester, I wrote a little list. I didn't find very many like specific products like very helpful. Personally, my first trimester, I was nauseous, but not physically sick. So I wasn't throwing up. I just had a ton of nausea and it was all day. So it wasn't morning sickness. It was actually more evening sickness. It felt worse in the evening. And yeah, so I didn't really have morning sickness. I had pregnancy sickness and I was just really nauseous and super tired. So I'm gonna look at my notes really quick. For the first trimester, the number one thing that really helped not me feel better, but just like to make life easier, was just to cook really easy foods. So the smell of cooking meat really bugged me, so we ate a lot of like chicken strips, which I know is not like, you get pregnant and you're like, oh, I want to eat so healthy and eat really well, and I think that's really important as well. I've also heard that protein, like starting your day with protein, can help you feel better. However, I was so sick and I felt fine in the mornings. I don't know. Anyway, the smell of cooking eggs and eating eggs, which would have been my idea of getting protein for breakfast, they smelled so bad to me, and the texture and like the taste of eggs was like not my friend in the first trimester. So really just eating a lot of easy foods was key, and also a ton of fruit. So my number one craving this pregnancy has just been fruit. Like it's all I want to eat, but protein is super important. So making it like a protein smoothie with a lot of fruit in it would be a good idea. That's what I did a lot of the time, especially before work, because it was really easy and I could blend it and take it with me in the car on my commute. And yeah, so really easy dinners. If you have a partner or a roommate, have them cook for you if they can and if you're willing to eat their food. And then another thing that really helped my nausea was just to spend some time outside, which sounds weird. And like if you're pregnant in the winter, it might, like if you're in your first trimester in the winter, it might be kind of hard to get outside time. But I really noticed that I always felt better if I took a walk outside and spent like at least 20 minutes walking and just enjoying being outside and like getting fresh air. It really helped. I don't know what it is about it, but it really helped me not feel so sick. So if you can find time to spend some time outdoors and go on a walk, and don't like exhaust yourself, especially in the first trimester, you're already so tired, but just like, yeah, that just really helped me. And then secondary to that would be just getting a lot of rest. I was really easy on myself in the first trimester because I just felt so crappy all the time. So I rested and just took it really easy, and I didn't feel the need to like push myself in any way in my first trimester. So with that being so number one, this one's super important, is a water cup. This is a company my husband worked for. They sent him this tumbler. It's like a 30-ounce tumbler, I think. Yeah, 30-ounce tumbler. And I stole it and I use it every day. I drink 3 of these every day. And it's just super important to hydrate your body while you're pregnant. And so I would recommend, if you like don't like the tumbler style, just get a water bottle so you can like close it. Especially if you're like moving around a lot, it might be easier to have something that you can chuck in a bag or like carry and not worry about it spilling. So yeah, I use the heck out of that water bottle. I actually want to get a second one for the birth, and just to have that actually has a straw, because this little metal straw didn't come with this. I just took this from my mother-in-law and I'm borrowing it right now. So yeah, water is very important while you're pregnant. It's very important in general, but like I think you just get thirstier when you're pregnant too. But also excuse my sniffles. My nose is like kind of stuffed up and a little, I don't know. Anyway, a little runny. So yes, water, super important. So another important thing just to have while you're pregnant is a good prenatal. And anyway, having a good prenatal was super important to me. And in the first trimester, I noticed that it was really hard for me to remember to take one in the morning, especially with food, so that I wasn't feeling super ill and sick with the prenatal, because sometimes they can do that and kind of upset your stomach even more. So my secret is I just take them at night. There's no reason not to, and you just kind of take it at night and go to bed, and by the morning time you're fine. And so that's what I've been doing. I even do that now, even though I have no morning sickness anymore and I'm fine. But anyway, the prenatal I'm taking is the Garden of Life My Kind Organic Certified Organic Whole Food Prenatal Multivitamin, and they're pretty big. These are the ones, let's see, you take 3 a day. Yeah, I take 3 a day. That's what they look like. Let's see if I can get it to focus. This is what it looks like. And yeah, they're different than the chewables. I actually found the texture of the chew ones gross, and I just did not enjoy taking them. So I like just having one that you can swallow. I believe this brand makes chewable ones, if that's something you're interested in. But I really like this brand. Everything is whole, real foods. The folic acid is like actual folate. It's not folic acid. So folic acid is synthetic and folate is the natural version of that vitamin that you need. Or mineral, I'm not sure which one it is. I am not a professional, just disclaimer. But anyway, this is the brand I take. I love that it's organic, and I love that it is whole food based and vegan. It's just nice to know that you're putting a good source of vitamins in your body for you and for your baby. And you have to take them through your whole pregnancy and even into breastfeeding. You're recommended to continue taking them. So having a good prenatal is super important. The other supplement I'm taking is just vitamin D. And this is an organic vitamin D. You can get them on Amazon. I'll link them down below. Most people are deficient in vitamin D, and so everyone really should just be taking a vitamin D. So I just take that one. And this one's nice because it comes with like 360 tablets, and you take only one a day. So this will last you almost a year. And then this one, my prenatal, it's 180, and you take 3 a day, so it lasts 2 months. And that's another thing I wanted to say while I was making this video, was that these are kind of pricey. I think they run in like the $50 range for one bottle. But you split that into 2 months, that's $25. And then you can also, if you have an Amazon Prime account, use subscribe and save, and you get a discount. Yeah, you can get a discount by ordering these every 2 months. So there are ways to save, and if you invest your money into a good prenatal, I really think it's just the best thing you can do for your pregnancy. Like, it's just one time in your life when it's really important to invest in really good like vitamins for your body. Moving on. The other thing that I am like supplementing or just trying to get more of that's super important for pregnancy is protein. I saw a home birth midwife in Washington before we moved, and now I am seeing a group of midwives at a birth center, and you'll just hear like protein is super important for your diet and for like nutrition while you're pregnant, because protein is the building blocks of our bodies. So the protein that I'm using right now is the Garden of Life, same brand as my prenatal, raw organic protein, and this is the vanilla flavor. It's really chalky, but it's important, and it can be hard even if you're not vegan. I'm not vegan, I'm not even vegetarian, but it can be hard to make sure you're getting enough protein, you know, just in general. So especially if you're vegan, I would recommend, or vegetarian, I would recommend a protein powder. But I just mix it in with, it's really good, like something about the tanginess of a Greek yogurt kind of counteracts like the super chalky texture and taste of protein powder. And then I just mix that with a ton of berries, which are also super good, and I heard have more protein in them than like other fruits. But anyway, I just mix that protein with a bunch of yogurt and a bunch of berries and milk and blend that all up, and it's super good and palatable if you're not super into protein. I mean, I wouldn't drink that by itself, but another way you can get protein is with hemp hearts. So 3 tablespoons of these are organic, yes. Hemp hearts is 10 grams of protein. One big scoop of the protein powder is 11 grams of protein. I think that is 22 grams of protein. I usually do like a little more than a half scoop, so anywhere from like 12 to 13 grams of protein, I would guess, just based on the serving size. So yeah, so I do like half a scoop just because a whole scoop is like too much. But you can also add hemp hearts. Sometimes I'll do both. And then the other thing I've been putting in my smoothies is spirulina. And spirulina has 7 grams of protein for a tablespoon, but it also has tons of like vitamins and stuff in it. So it's just nice extra thing to put in. And again, berries and yogurt, and you don't even notice that this is in there. And the protein powder is like mildly noticeable, but it's not bad. So moving right along, the other 2 products that I have kind of for like body care are for your skin. So you know, with your belly stretching and like even like your boobs get bigger, and so the skin on your boobs stretches, you can get like stretch marks. Stretch marks are more genetic, like if they run in your family you're more likely to get them, and less really just like like, you know, they're not really preventable. Like, you're gonna get them if you're gonna get them, I think. But, you know, it's still good to take care of your body. Like, I think you can help your body stretch and, like, you know, do what it needs to do without it totally destroying your skin or whatever by moisturizing. And so the number one thing that I would recommend for moisturizing your skin is organic jojoba oil. My husband and I use this on our faces. He uses it in his beard, and I've been using it on my belly and also kind of around my boobs where they're stretching. So my mom did not get stretch marks on her belly when she was pregnant with any of her kids, but she did get stretch marks on her boobs, and so that's kind of, I'm having the same issue. I don't have any stretch marks on my belly, but for some reason my boobs have stretch marks all the way around. So so I've been putting jojoba all over, like, my abdomen and my chest, and then I also put it on my thighs a little bit, and then I also, just to seal that in, have been using this Shea Moisture olive green tea body butter, and that just kind of seals in that moisture and takes away the greasy feeling, and just kind of yeah, just smooths everything in really well. So I've been double moisturizing, especially my chest and my belly area. So I would recommend both of those products for that. So first things first, I would recommend some maternity underwear. I bought these actually really early in my pregnancy. Basically, as soon as I started to get a little bit of a belly, I bought these maternity underwear. They fit under your bump, so they kind of got this like V. They're really low. They're actually nice for like checkups, like appointments, especially if your baby is like mine and was like, our baby liked to be super, super low at the beginning of my pregnancy. She didn't really pop out until later, so these were nice for doing like the Doppler and stuff. But they're also just really comfortable and 100% cotton. So that's another thing I would recommend. If you're gonna buy new underwear for pregnancy, definitely get 100% cotton. It's just super breathable. It's really important to take care of that skin downstairs while you're pregnant, because your body is just doing a lot of more work down there, and trapping moisture there can be really problematic for your skin. And like, letting your skin breathe can also help your body stretch later on when you're giving birth. So I've bought myself these cotton maternity leggings. I already showed them on Amazon. And then I also just went and bought myself another pack of just regular, like, bikini style cotton underwear. But that was super important to me. I replaced a bunch of my other underwear with 100% cotton just because I knew it was really important. In general, just for that area, like, it's just good for that area to be able to breathe all the time, but especially while I was pregnant. The next thing that I would recommend is just comfortable bras. Your boobs, most women's boobs get bigger, like, it's just part of pregnancy. So I have a couple just different styles of like really comfy bras. So this one is, it kind of looks like a Lamaze nursing bra, but this is from Victoria's Secret. It just has like a racer back style, and it's really soft and lightweight, and I like this one. I have one in pink I'm wearing right now. These will work for nursing bras postpartum, which is great. But I also, when I first got pregnant, went and bought these like tank top style little cotton bras from Walmart, and I just sized up and just bought a pack. I think they're like $12 or $13, and there's 3 in a pack, so those are nice. I also thrifted 2 nursing bras. So these ones just have the little clips. I like these ones because they're a little bit more supportive. They have the like little snap so you can breastfeed. These are actually super nice for pregnancy, even though they're technically for nursing, because they're really comfortable. You can actually put like padding, like cups in there if you want, but they're super comfy, and they're a little bit more supportive than those other 2 kinds, which is nice for pregnancy, and you'll get more use out of them because you can wear them after the baby gets here. And then the last little, I just bought this little tank top bra again, just like soft, no cups. It's just super comfortable and super nice, especially like while your boobs are super tender, to not have any wire or anything. And again, all these bras are pretty easy to just kind of fold down so you can breastfeed in them later. So yeah, just comfortable bras, super nice for pregnancy. Just everything's going on in your body. There's just so much stuff happening. It's nice to be comfortable. So yeah. So the next two things I have are just some maternity tank tops. And the reason I think maternity tank tops are an essential, especially, or even if you're like a minimalist or like not looking to buy a ton of stuff while you're pregnant, I think these are nice because they can help your regular shirts kind of last a little longer. So you can layer these under your normal non-maternity clothes and kind of keep everything covered as you're growing, and give some more life to the rest of your clothes. So I have one white one and one black one, and the black one I thrifted at a Goodwill, and then this one I just picked up at a Walmart. And yeah, they're super nice, and I'll just save them for the next time I'm pregnant, which so I'll get more use out of them. But I think just having the two is nice to like extend the life of the rest of your clothes. These other items are also maternity, so I would say my personal like preference and just my personal advice to anyone who is pregnant is get maternity pants as soon as you can. Like, you know, like as soon as you start feeling even mildly uncomfortable in your regular jeans or regular pants, just get maternity pants, because they're just so nice. So I have one black pair of maternity pants that they have the belly band, and they aren't distressed or anything, but they're super simple, just little skinny maternity jeans. And then I have one pair of blue that has holes in the knees, I think. They also have the belly band. And that's all I really need. I didn't need to buy like a ton. I did order one more pair of maternity pants. That's like a linen maternity pant, but I don't have them yet. I just got them on Poshmark. So those two I thrifted, both from Goodwill. So definitely check your thrift stores, because people are always getting rid of their maternity pants because they're kind of like a specialty clothing item. Like you only wear them when you're pregnant. So it's really easy to find maternity clothes at the thrift store. Sorry, my camera kind of poo-pooed. Anyway, I was saying, along the lines of maternity clothes, I would suggest just getting some maternity dresses, just plain simple ones. I have a black one, and then that's short sleeve, and then I have a gray one that's short sleeve and a gray one that's long sleeve, and those three are more than enough. But I can just layer them. I can dress them up, I can dress them down. They're super comfortable, they fit over my belly. I don't have to worry about, I don't know, just like them not fitting over my belly and looking weird with the belly and everything, because that's what they're made for. So that is super nice. And I would suggest getting those maybe not as early as maternity pants, but at some point in your pregnancy it's just nice to have some maternity clothes. And you don't have to go all out. Like I didn't buy any maternity like special items like maternity blouses or like, I don't know, like I just bought pretty simple stuff and just a couple things to kind of keep my kind of supplement in my wardrobe. The last clothing item I have is just this pink robe. This is not a maternity robe, it is just a plain robe. It is from Chimera. It's in an extra large. I've actually had this for a long time, and it's too big for me not pregnant, but I thrifted it, and it's just a nice comfy little piece, and it's been so comfortable for my pregnancy to just throw on in the mornings and at night. And I think it's going to be awesome for postpartum to breastfeed and all that stuff. So I would suggest getting just a nice simple little robe. Okay, last item that I think is an essential. I haven't actually bought a pregnancy pillow. We just had this Tempur-Pedic pillow that was secondhand. It was from my mom, but she was getting rid of her bedding, some of her bedding, so we took this one, and I like the shape of this. It has like the little like valley for your head, but it actually works really well for supporting your hips and your knees while you're sleeping. So this is the only pregnancy pillow type thing that I had, and it was just nice because it was free, and I didn't really feel like spending extra money on like a pregnancy pillow. But I do think having just an extra pillow for your knees and just to like support your body and support your hips while you're pregnant is super, super nice. Like, it's a lifesaver. It is really nice. So I would suggest getting one of that, or just seeing if your family or friends or anyone has a Tempur-Pedic. I think it's like just a memory foam pillow. I think you could also maybe find one at Marshall's and places like that pretty easily. So yeah, so that is the only kind of like support item that I've bought for pregnancy. These are just like things you can read or find on the internet and places to look if you are interested in reading more about natural birth, home birth, birth center birth, midwifery care, etc. So the first book that I read when we decided to start trying to have a baby was Taking Charge of Your Fertility. And this is just a super nice book for even if you're not trying to get pregnant, but especially if you are. Just understanding how your body works, how cycles work, different signs and different ways to kind of understand your cycle and like what's going on in your body. So that has been super nice. Obviously it doesn't have a whole lot about pregnancy in here, but it is a great book and I highly suggest it. And I found it at a thrift store. I'm sure you could find it relatively easily at a thrift store or on Thrift Books online. There are a couple different places that sell secondhand books, maybe even eBay. But the rest of these are all birth and pregnancy books, and these are my top picks. I have a ton of birth related books and pregnancy related books just because I have worked in the birth world for a little while. I've read some of these books before, so I can kind of tell you guys what I've been enjoying and what I've liked as a doula and birth worker and also as a pregnant person. So the first one on my pile is The Husband Coach Childbirth. This is the Bradley Method book. It's a natural birth method. It's actually written by a doctor, an OB, so this relates not only to home birth and hospital or in birth center births, but hospital births as well. So I think if you're going for a natural birth in the hospital or anywhere else, but especially in the hospital, you want to be an advocate for yourself and like know your options, etc. This is a great book. It's great for moms, it's great for husbands or partners. It's called The Husband Coach Childbirth, but it's not actually just for husbands. That's kind of like, specific. But if you don't have a partner, it would be great for your mom or your friend or whoever, or your doula probably has read this, but if you're interested in hiring a doula, that would be a good option. But anyway, just whoever's going to be supporting you through your birth, this would be a great book for them and also for you. Second book, excuse a little cup ring on it. I don't know why that's there. But Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. Ina May Gaskin is a phenomenal midwife, pretty famous and popular. This book is really, really popular among the natural birth world. It is an amazing read. It has birth stories and then just like birth resources in it. And I've read this like 3 or 4 times. So if you like natural birth, if you like birth stories, this is a great book. If you're also just interested in having a natural birth, this is an amazing book and I love it. The Birth Partner is similar to the Bradley Method or the Husband Coach Childbirth, except for it doesn't subscribe to any sort of method. It's just like for partners and support people who are going to be supporting you in your birth. And I think it would also just be good for anyone to read. It has a lot of like coping methods and just like relaxation and pushing, and talks about the stages of labor and what they all look like and things like that. So highly recommend that. So this is the book I am reading currently for breastfeeding. It is the book by the La Leche League International, which is a breastfeeding resource group. I think they also like certify lactation consultants or have something to do with lactation consultants. But it's called The Womanly Art of Breastfeeding, and it just is all about breastfeeding and all about what to expect. Just tons of breastfeeding information. And yeah, so I'm just now reading this. I actually haven't read this one yet. I'm also interested in reading a couple other breastfeeding books just so I can be like prepared for that journey. But I'm really enjoying that one right now. I think it's a really great book. And then finally, book-wise, the Mama Natural book. I also have a book called Raising Baby Green, and I've found that they're pretty similar. Like a lot of their content is the same. I think Raising Baby Green has more like child rearing stuff in it, like it goes past just pregnancy, and so I still do like that book as well. I don't know why it's not in this pile, but Raising Baby Green is also a great one. However, this one is newer, and I just really like the Mama Natural book. It's a week-by-week guide, so all the rest of these books are pretty information dense or just more specifically about childbirth and less about pregnancy. So, you know, they're going through like labor and like what labor looks like, yada yada yada. This book is just like what's going on in your body with your baby every week of pregnancy. So it starts off right away, pretty early, weeks 1 and 2, which you're not even technically pregnant yet. But it goes all the way to the end of your pregnancy. There's even a little bit about pregnancy loss in here. They talk about like natural toys and VBAC, all that kind of stuff. And it's just a really nice resource to have to jump into. It has a great little like index in the back where you can see what you're find what you're looking for and where that is in the book. They have birth affirmations in here, which I want to get their birth affirmation cards, but I'm also making my own, so I don't know if I will. And just like natural recipes for each week. So it's a super great book. I would highly recommend this book just to be like your bedside book for each week of pregnancy and just kind of to read about natural stuff while you're pregnant. So other resources that aren't books that are free. The first one is a podcast called The Birth Hour. It is amazing. It is all birth stories of all different kinds. So not all of them are natural, and I think that's super great. I've also found that every birth story has something relatable in it. So even if you're planning a natural birth, like listen to the cesarean stories and like, you know, unless you are trying to avoid like fear, or if you have like specific triggers around cesarean or whatever, maybe not, but like if you're open to it and you want to learn about birth as a whole and like what it looks like for everyone, I would suggest just listening to every birth story you can or that you feel drawn to. I found information in every story that I found interesting or relatable. So it's a great resource just to listen to while you're cleaning or whatever you're doing. The second one is another YouTuber. She's here on YouTube. She's a doula. Her name is Bridget Teyler, and she has doula videos about birth and different stages of labor, pushing, inducing labor. She's great, and I really enjoy her content. I will link her down below. And then Evidence-Based Birth is a website, I believe, and also an Instagram, so I will link that down below. That's just great for just information. If you're spending a lot of time on Instagram, you might as well just have access to that kind of information and stuff. And then the last one is January Harshe, who runs the Instagram Birth Without Fear, and I believe she also has a book, and she also has shared her birth stories on the Birth Hour podcast. So I will link all of those down below. You can look into them yourself. They're just not even, a lot of them are not even specifically natural birth resources. They're just generally good resources for anyone who's going to give birth, I think. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's gonna be a long one, I think. But that is all my pregnancy essentials, everything that so far has been super helpful in making this stage of my life really comfortable as it can be, and really nice and enjoyable, I think. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the vlog later this week. And I'll talk to you later. Bye!